Hello, my besties. How are you? Do you see all these pretty flowers in front of me? Well, I got them all at a Dollar Tree a couple weeks ago. And I'm going to show you in this video how easily and inexpensively you can make beautiful flower arrangements. Also, I'm going to show you a couple fresh flower arrangements as well, out of whatever I could find outside. Let's get started. First, we're going to make a very quick arrangement in a watering can or any container you can find around the house. And flowers. I have 4 bushels of crocuses here. They look like mini tulips. Whatever flowers you can find around your house, plus some tape. And the tip here is to cut apart all your flowers. It's a simple step, but for some reason people don't do it, right? We just stick them in a vase just like that. But believe me, cutting them apart makes a huge difference. And always pay attention when you get your flowers at a Dollar Tree. Look, I got cheated out of 2 buds already. And here's my next trick. This is how I remove the tags. Once you cut your flowers, the tags slide right off. Simple as that. Tip number 3, never toss these out. They serve as wonderful floral picks. Next trick is to create a grid at the top of your container using a tape. It could be regular Scotch tape that I have here from Dollar Tree. And that's going to help to keep our flowers in place. So I did 3 on this side, and now I'm just going to do 2 on that side. Depending on the size of your container, you want to make sure you have enough room to insert your stems. Next, you're gonna just push up the leaves and insert each stem in the grid. And it's so simple, I'm not even thinking how I'm gonna do this. I'm just inserting them all over. Once you fill in all the grids, you start adding the second color. As you can see, it just takes the guesswork out of the whole arrangement process. And if you want some flowers to be higher, like let's say right there in the center, you just adjust the height of the leaf. Don't be afraid to bend some flowers, especially around the rim. How beautiful is this? Took us less than 5 minutes. And we transformed $4 worth of flowers into this beautiful arrangement. I hope you're gonna give it a try. I'm sure you're gonna find some flowers in your house that you haven't cut apart yet. And do we need a cherry at the top? How about this little butterfly? We're just gonna tie it to one of the stems. Hard to tell these are Dollar Tree flowers, right? I love these so much. Last year I created a beautiful wreath out of them. Feel free to check it out. I'm going to provide a link for you in the description box. And now I'm going to show you how to create an arrangement out of these Dollar Tree flower bulbs. It's going to be so beautiful, you're going to think it comes from some fancy hotel lobby. We're gonna need a transparent glass container. If you don't have anything wide like this, you might wanna use 3 separate cylinders from Dollar Tree. In addition, you're gonna need some black sand and moss. I got both at a Dollar Tree. We're gonna use hot glue to secure the bulbs in place. Start off in the middle. Dollar Tree has a wide variety of these, different types and colors. And as you can see, I picked tulips, iris, hyacinth, even daffodil, but only in two colors, yellow and white. And I figured that will make it easier for me to arrange. I'm gonna bend these out a little bit to make them look more natural. And I cannot fit this one, so I have 7 in my vase. And now to make them look like they're really growing, we're gonna add some black sand there. Just a little bit in between. We don't wanna cover up the bulbs. And now a touch of green moss for even more realistic look. And I wanted to add some dimension to my arrangement, so I went outside and I cut some vines. And these are some wild growing vines. I think I showed you last time my neighbor's overgrown vines growing on my fence. So, I just have to play around with the placement before I glue them down. And I'm sorry, the sun is so strong in my kitchen in the afternoon. And as much as I love this natural touch, I understand that this is not everyone's style, so it's an optional step, of course. And for a cherry on the top, I'm gonna use this little chalk stake and a sticker from Dollar Tree and create a little enjoy stake. What do you think? Isn't that cute? I really like little touches like that, and I'm gonna stick that right in. If you want to add some height, you might want to display it on a cake stand. Here's Coco in all her glory. She got her paws on the jute string again. And we all know how much she loves jute string and yarn. I'm thinking everyone can get their hands on some forsythia branches because they grow everywhere. Mine grow wild over the fence, of course, from my neighbor. And that bright yellow just goes wonderfully with the lemons. I got some lemons and limes at Hobby Lobby for half price. And I'm going to use the new vase from Dollar Tree with the chalkboard label. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet. And I'm going to display my arrangement on this little stand that I made last year out of two Dollar Tree candle holders, the plate and the holder that I spray painted together and tied a simple buffalo check bow. Next, I printed this Squeeze the Day graphic from Google, and I'm going to transfer that on my vase. First, you cover the back of your printout with the chalk, and then you tape your printout to the vase or any chalkboard that you might have. Next, you have to follow all the outlines in order to transfer the image on the chalkboard. And as usual, feel free to leave me your email address below, and I'll send this graphic over to you. When you lift up the paper, your graphic will be transferred. Now you have to just go over all the outlines with your chalk pen. Next, I stole some green and yellow chalk from my daughter, and I shaded my lemon a little bit. But if you like the clean chalk sign, you might want to skip that step. At the end, I smudged everything with my finger, and wherever it was too much, I went out of line, I just dipped my finger in a wet paper towel and I cleaned it that way. What do you think? Do you like it? Look at my helper, she fell asleep. Next, I'm gonna fill my vase with the lemons. And these Hobby Lobby lemons are great because they're all different sizes. But I forget, I still want to stick my forsythia branches in there, so I need some space in between. So I just start adding the branches as I see them fit. And believe me, my forsythia branches, they're wild, like I mentioned, wild growing. So this is in no shape or form nice symmetrical arrangement. But I think, it's still beautiful, so I'm just gonna go for it. All right, I think this is pretty. And now I'm just gonna add some water, and not all the way up because we don't want the lemons to pop up. And as a finishing touch, we're gonna add our lime branch over here. Feel free to add some extra lemons at the top now. If you are enjoying this video, please make sure you hit like and consider subscribing to my channel for more creative ideas on the budget. This arrangement brings so much sunshine to my kitchen. I love it. I'm gonna have to look for the fake forsythias so I could enjoy it even longer throughout the whole summer. And I have even more lemon centerpiece ideas on my channel. Feel free to check them out if you haven't already. And now I'm gonna take you outside, around my house, in search of flowers so we could make one more arrangement. It's early spring in New Jersey, so not much out here yet. Unfortunately, tulips are not ready yet. My cherry is losing petals already, so even though beautiful, it's not gonna last. The Japanese cherry has first blooms, so that's good. I am so happy to see so many flowers on my magnolia. It's a new tree, but has a lot of flowers already. So happy to see those. And my favorite, the bleeding hearts, they just starting to come out. I'm so happy to see my apricot narcissus are back. You might remember them from the video last year. And here's Coco with my daughter. While out here, I might as well show you my mailbox. I like to decorate it throughout the seasons. All right, let's get cracking on that centerpiece. So I decided to go with the pinks and greens. I picked up a couple magnolia blooms. They're not open yet, so they're gonna last longer. The green flowers are Lenten rose. The white roses turn green at the end of Lent. And a couple Japanese cherry blossoms, some leaves, and the tiny white flowers, whatever they're called. And as I give heads up to my besties on Facebook already, we're gonna need a carton from your half and half, heavy cream, or orange juice, whatever you might have. In addition, you're gonna need some wood stems. I got these at Dollar Tree, or you can cut your own. And one last item, floral foam for fresh flowers. After we rinse the carton, we cut one of the long sides open. If you still have any water in there, just wipe it dry with a paper towel. And we want all the sides to be flat. So if you have an opening like I do, you're gonna have to cut it out and fold that side in. Fold that side in and then use some strong tape to hold it all together. And just go all around at least once or twice. And you might think, why are we even dealing with this carton? Why don't we use any other box? Well, because the carton is waterproof on the inside, right? It makes a great vase. Let me show you what I mean. Just continue watching, bear with me. So as you can see, I am cutting down the sides a little bit just to even it out. Besides, it doesn't have to be that deep. Right, so the hardest part is done, and we just need to measure. We want it to be about as tall, more or less, as that wood stem. Okay, so we drop our foam in the water now, and as it soaks up the water for a few minutes, we take our time to glue all the wood stems around the box. And just mix them up, different colors, different widths. You want to have a nice variety there. And wherever you find imperfections, things sticking up, whatever, you're gonna leave that at the front, not on the side, because you don't want any gaps in between. And just like that, the ugly duckling turns into a beautiful swan. How do you like my metaphor? Most importantly, we have a waterproof container that we could use for our fresh florals. We're also gonna do a lining with some foil wrap just in case for extra protection. And for those of you who are thinking that you cannot get those wood stems, I want to remind you about the bags I made in the fall. And I used a shelf liner from Dollar Tree. So that's another option for you. Now let's add our floral foam. And let's cut off the excess foil. Finally, the fun part of arranging the florals. We start off with the greens, and don't be afraid to cut them. And let's start in a corner. You see, this is still too tall. Perfect. And now we're gonna add two smaller ones I have here in the opposite corner. I don't have any more green leaves. I don't know why I didn't cut more, but I have a lot of green flowers. They'll look just like leaves. A nice backdrop for our arrangement, right? Aren't these cute? I'm gonna add these all around. Very pretty. I'm just gonna add one more over here to support these flimsy leaves. And now we're gonna add the three main flowers, the magnolias. I want to put three of them in a corner right there, except the little bud is shorter, so I have to put that to the front. I think that's cute. What are you thinking? And I have a middle empty here. So why don't I fill it in with those tiny white flowers? What you thinking? Cute? Like a little meadow there. You see, every little flower counts here. Maybe it didn't look like anything special out there in my garden, but now when you put it all together, it all has an important role to play, right? Let me step back to take a look at this. And you know what? I like it. Even if I had nothing else, I think this already is beautiful, isn't it? But I have some cherries, and since I cut them already, I have to use them. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Pretty, but too short. Unfortunately, too short. Has to reach the foam down there, so I'm cutting a longer stem. And look at that, brings a little bit more pink color on the other side. And let's just stick it in here and there. And I think it's beautiful, so beautiful. Nothing much I can do here, just sprinkle it with water and enjoy. Take a look at this beauty. Nothing more precious than gifts of nature, right? No silk flower will ever look like this. Oh, I love it. And how beautiful is our wooden box? Our half and half carton. Can you tell? It's there. It's doing its job. Everything holding up very well. You know who else loves the flowers? Little rabbit. Oh, yes, I'm sure he would like a nibble of some of these. Isn't that just precious? I love it. That will make my holidays. And before you go away, I have a special peek for you inside my Dollar Tree. I recorded this couple weeks ago for one of my besties. I'm sorry, I forgot who. I hope she's watching. And I thought I'll still share it with you because, especially now that we are stuck at home and we miss Dollar Tree, I'm hoping you're going to enjoy this, especially if you are a Dollar Tree addict like me. At least a little something to brighten our day. And look at this hot deal. A power strip for $1. I couldn't believe my eyes. First time I seen it. And of course I took one home and it works great. And look at these signs. I mean, I have so many already, but how could you not take the tea time home? All of these are great. I mean, I just get excited watching this all over again. And look at all this sweetness. I just want to eat it all. I was very excited to find these butterfly stickers. 4 large butterflies for $1. I thought that was an amazing deal. And look at this. A cutting mat. Can you believe it? Cutting mat from a Dollar Tree. Just $1. I mean, it's small, but for $1, it's going to come in so handy for us. And that's basically all the exciting stuff they had there. I hope you had enjoyed the little tour of my Dollar Tree. And here's a peek at my magnolia the next morning. Look how it's starting to open up. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.